Yeah. All right. We. All right. The stream is live. We're good to go. We'll get some stuff started here and see how far we get, and things get where they are. Anyway, so let's do quick introductions. Hey, folks, we are here for Deadbeats D&D. We're down a player, but Dirtless enjoys camping with his family. Wish I was doing it myself. But let's do introductions and we'll get this party started since we're already running a little bit late. Ruckus, you're up first.
Name's Ruckus. I'm a mountain dwarf barbarian seeking to prove myself in combat and hone my skills to become the apex predator.
Hundo.
Hondo Bazamek. I'm a mountain dwarf and a loyal cleric of Dumathoin.
Varus.
Varus, the Fearbog Druid, Master of the Forest, and Protector of Disguise.
And our new player who is not yet in with the group, Banjo.
Banjo here. He is a rogue. He used to be a gladiator, and he is a bugbear, and he is looking for some adventure.
And how he gets to the group is unknown at this time, except to me. Yeah. And we're missing Dirtless, our rock gnome wizard. Yes, he's a rock gnome wizard. I keep forgetting. And we have lost Rain, our halfling rogue, and that does open the door for Banjo to step in. All right, gentlemen. We left off. Had finally put to rest the hidden shrine of Tomoe-chan down in the Lost World and peninsula area of the territory of Kolth, or Cholth, however you want to call it. And you can, and
Just figured to take it off your plate.
yeah. All right, and they've come out and they have definitely looted the place quite well. Have found a few items, have a few issues to deal with, and they have made their way back out to the top of the structure and believe that they have done all that they can to and with the shrine, and are looking to make their way back up to the city of I just totally forgot the name of the city. Let me look it up real quick. That would be nice if I can remember the... Alright, come on. Port Niranzaru, which is up... I actually have it in the wrong spot. It's actually here, if I remember correctly from the real maps. So we'll just ignore that little error on the DM's part. But I believe that you guys have got to make your way back up. You had guides and a riverboat, that took you down to the main lake there, but there's nothing waiting for you. So with that being said, what's the plan, or what do you guys think you are going to try to do to get yourself back to the mainland?
I guess we should probably try to find if there's any ships going out, or when they plan on trading with this island again.
Most don't. They run down here to get some supplies and do some mining. Some you had remember was that they most of the life of the domesticated life tries to stay around the outside, but Kolth has been a place that's pretty much a jungle type setup. And there are several different mountain ranges that run through here. There's actually an active volcano stepped even lower to the south, there have been reports which we didn't know, which I beforehand. Now that the cult is coming into play in the next module and all that, apparently there are dinosaurs roam the area too, both live dinosaurs and undead dinosaurs, and some of them are actually mountable apparently, as being to be able to be ridden, but we haven't played that right now. We'll wait until I get the hands on that lovely little module. But the riverboat captain, the stuff that brought down here, they were basically doing a supply run to try to do, to get wood and running stuff up. But there's not really a trading post down here. There have been discussions or talks that there are snake people that live in the area. There are other types of, other monsters and creatures that make this area their home. You definitely have found with the shrine that, there's some undead aspects to it and some power, some type of power that's been, living there or still keeping that going for whatever reason because of what you've encountered. And so, yeah, you have a path, at least how you got back, how to get back. The question is, either you're going to wait or try to just track your way through the jungles, or find yourself to a coastline and go from there. But from where you're at, it's going to, you've got a day or two to at least get back over to the lake, and then plan it from there.
I say we head to the lake and see if there's anyone else traveling along that river.
Are we still wearing those bracers that?
I don't think we've identified any of that stuff yet. We should
No.
probably take a long rest in case we haven't done that.
The one that the guy gave us, the one the Praetor gave us.
Yes, y'all still have those. Oh, certainly.
So, can we, kind of tap it and be like, hey, we're heading out. We're heading back to the lake.
Maybe tell him that we are alive, right?
Yeah, be like, yeah, send a guy to the lake to meet us there.
You're pretty certain. Well, you could try that. You have no idea how long the wait would be, or if the message gets through, or if they even work that way. You think maybe there's some telepathic communication going on there, or some type of abilities that Praetor has used to be able to track or understand what's going on, or at least to find out where you're at. Some similar to like GPS tracking to some degree, but you've never tried to use them like that before. But
Well,
I'm not saying you
give that a
can't.
shot. I'll be like, this place is crazy evil. Don't send other people unless they're prepared. And then I'm with Ruckus. We should start either rest and then make our way, or just head out.
Where do you want to run? Let's just put y'all back on, kind of like on top of the peak of the shrine, so to speak, overlooking, a good bit of the countryside. Where's my maps again?
What time of day is it?
I don't know.
Be right back.
Well, I'd say it's probably. Well, you went back down the tunnel. That took some time, and then you had to cross over to the other chamber. So I'd definitely say you're getting into nighttime. That would have taken a good bit of a day to get there.
I would say, if everyone's up for it, that we would at least move away from the to be on stable ground, and then maybe set up camp.
I agree with that.
And then, Duff, I need to know, as far as that blast that hit us when we were dickering around in that room.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that I was safe from it, but do I have any inkling of what it is and what I need to do as far as the other party members?
You can roll me a Honda. Oh boy, you don't have much in the way of skills, do you?
I have medical and religion. I would think those are pretty good.
You can. Well, I'll let you roll me a religion on it.
And before I do that, let me check one thing. No. All right, religion check.
When you get yourself back up to the top and have time to perform that little bit of checkup and all that, you notice that both Daedalus and Varus have been cursed.
Okay.
You have the hex upon you. Yeah, they hit the blast. Put some type of deep curse on them that you're going to take some. It's going to take some time to decipher what it was and how to combat it.
So it's not just a simple remove curse and be done with it?
Well, if you have it, sure.
Okay, I do have that.
Well, you bastard.
Varus, do you have remove curse?
Let me check. I don't think so.
And also, did the weasel get it?
Yes. Yeah. Weasel got cursed too.
I don't have it.
You don't? Okay. So I have to pick which one of you guys I can save for the evening. Does Dirt have remove curse?
I would think that's only a cleric spell. Let's see. Sure. No.
All right. Well, I'm going to
you
roll
you're looking at them. You don't see it as anything as though it's like aging them or causing any type of bodily difference to them, or anything like that. But it's something that deeply troubling is inside them, festering.
Okay, so Varus, call odd or even, bud.
What? Dirt? Oh, that's you. Okay, I was like, Dirt say back. I was like, how the hell did he get in? All right.
Call it out, Varus. Odd or even, bud?
Odds.
Okay, I will cast remove curse on Daedalus.
He rolled a 2.
And I'll have to catch you.
Wait! I have advantage if he has to spoken, so I have advantage.
I'll have to cast cure remove curse on you in the morning, bud.
Yeah. Varus shrugged it off. He doesn't need it. He just, he's a furbolg. He can handle it himself. He don't need no stinking curse removal. He can take care of it himself. So you can remove it. You can remove the pox from Daedalus, even though he kind of looks at you like he goes, "There's nothing wrong with me," But he, you can see that the aura that was surrounding him as you were revealing it definitely dissipated. On Varus, unfortunately, it is still there.
Okay.
And through the night and the rest there, well, let's first see if we had any visitors.
Well, before we bed down, I will pull Ruckus aside and give him a heads up about keeping an eye on Varus and the weasel.
What did he do this time?
They've been cursed.
I'm going to curse you all.
Yeah, they. If you remember when they, y'all set off the glyph of warding. Instead of trying to deactivate it, y'all just set it off, and it was a blast that radiated the room, and it was
So-
a curse.
Yeah, so I'll say to Ruckus, naturally, as a true mountain dwarf, I shrugged it off, no problem. But these guys got it with both barrels.
All right, and bed down for the night.
Yeah, you left the room. That's right.
Yeah, exactly. Him and Rain.
I guess that's what the true dwarf would do.
Mm-hmm.
Just not get hit by it at all.
Right. Well, Varus proceeds to have a few. Wonder if I should tell this to him in private. Whether he would reveal it to you or not. That's a good question. Do you want them to know what happens to you? You want to know it in private?
Private.
Hold on a second, guys. 1 second. I'm going to tell them. Let's see, Varus. 1 sec. I'm going to move you over here. Okay, you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
So 1 second. So they can't hear what's going on. So you begin to have some vivid dreams of not only of the vampire king and the lord that you faced and some of the evil of that's encompassed in this tomb, and you came out of the tomb and some of that subsided after he died, but you still feel some of that power of the god of maybe Zotzilla was seeping into you, wanting to know who you were, but you also felt there's another dark power there that's kind of combating Zotzilla. I'm trying to best describe it without giving it all away. But there's another entity, another force that basically, when you came out of the temple and slept for the night, it was kind of like a discovery, like, there you are. Or I found you, and the curse was kind of maybe the beacon or kind of like the flare that went up as soon as you came out on the top of the temple and all that. And so, but you still definitely have the nightmares of being underground in the temple area with that being and having all the stuff, all the treasure and the loot that you have, and taking it away from the temple has upset them. Definitely, but somebody else wanted some stuff too. And it was whether it's you or the stuff you're carrying, you got the visions of it in the dreams that you had overnight. Okay.
Oh my God, I am completely crowded. You do remember that I have a demon inside me, right?
That's demon. I do forget that, and you'll have to remind me. And
I have a demon inside me. His name is Sixfoot.
And he is laughing. And
oh my God! So I have 3 of them.
He's tickled by that. Well, he lets you know that they're not. So he would possession is but you belong to him, and so he would you would be destroyed if you were not to be his anymore. If he can't have you, nobody can have you. The type of mentality that you're getting from him, but for what you've done and what is happening, you get the feeling that you made your own bed. I want to see where this goes, and the more the merrier. If it's painful for you as you try to work this all out, it brings him pleasure.
Okay. Let the party start.
And I'm putting you back. He feels so much better now. There you go. All right.
Yes. I feel so happy and giddy.
Yeah, so all through the night as y'all set up watch, and when he was, sleeping, you could definitely tell that you'd never seen a Furbolg sweat like he had and have fits and moans and, and wake ups, and then, restless sleep, even though he gets a good bit of it. And, he worse for the wear come the next morning that he is, definitely something has troubled him. And you notice that, Baz, as soon as you get to him in the morning, and know that there's something else still going on there with him, but you just don't know what it is.
Okay.
And it's morning time, y'all make it through the night, but all your and everybody, although his were very troubling, each one of you kind of skirted or felt the skirting of dark visions and possible dreams in your sleep, but they were like whispers, a feather brushing against you, something like that, and there was nothing really of a anything that stuck. You wake up, remembering something, but but it vanishes. It vanishes pretty quickly. As soon as you start to think about it, like normal dreams do.
Okay.
Okay. As soon as I wake up, I kick the whistle just in case.
Yeah, the weasel, squeaks at you, giving you a look like, "What the f did I do?" You're supposed to be my friend, and
You know what you did.
and it runs back over to Dirtless and crawls up next to him.
So are you gonna clear our spells and all that?
Oh, you didn't have to check that off. You should have. Oh, y'all need a long rest. Oops, my bad. Let me do that.
Yeah. And then can you have Dirt identify all the stuff?
So part of that we will go through here real quick, and he will cast as a ritual and spend some of his time looking over everything that y'all have. Now, do any of y'all have any stuff that he's supposed to identify that's in your inventory? Personal inventory.
I think we just dumped everything into the...
I don't know. Some people had some stuff or may have grabbed it. I don't know. I'm going to see if he's got anything that shows it unidentified.
He doesn't, I don't think.
He's got his wand, staff of defense. That's identified. I'm just
He's already
checking.
identified the hat of disguise.
Okay. Okay. And if he does and I missed it, then he can show it to me later. All right, so let's go through all the stuff that y'all have. This is going to be fun.
Can you throw in the stuff that Rain left before he left?
He hasn't left yet, so he's still kind of with you, but you'll have to wait on that. He hasn't quite left yet. Trust me. Just how many bracelets are there? Holy mackerel. Yeah, y'all have got... How the hell y'all are carrying all this, I don't know. Crystal sphere. I put the daggers in there. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's tired after all this work and identifying all this. He's like really wiped out. He spent a good bit of the night looking at everything. All right,
so Ruckus, those bracers look like right up your alley.
I was looking at that.
Yeah, Wild Thing. We started a little bit late. And what, you were watching something weird, or not sure? Is that weird on my channel or somewhere else? I am identifying stuff for them. They have just left the shrine, got up to the top, and are trying to figure out a way or how to get their way back to civilization. They are deep in a jungle. Well, hell, I could spend all day doing this. I should have done this beforehand. Pearl.
Those are some nice items we got here.
Sorry, I'm identifying all the stuff. I'm down in the rings right now. Damn. I don't think you're going to need
There's a ring of animal influence. I think that's right up your alley.
Well, he just kicked the weasel, so he doesn't have much influence over him right now.
Oh, that was something different. Something different altogether. The wizard had it coming. He knows what he did.
We should see if anyone. Do you have any warlocks in the other groups? Maybe we could run into them and try to sell them this rod of the pack keeper.
Alright. Oh, and Dirt's going to love this one. Alright, I think that's it. I think everything's been identified.
Dang it.
So y'all can look through that and decide which way we're going to do things.
Okay, I like the mirror of the past.
You guys okay if I take the presents?
The what?
The ring of fire resistance.
I don't have a problem with it. Anyone got a problem with Dirtless taking the wand of lightning bolts?
Absolutely not.
Yep.
Are you going to take those bracers, Ruck?
Yeah, I'll take them. That way I won't have to use a shield.
I was gonna take it just to piss off Ruckus.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want them, I'll roll against you. I don't have a problem with that.
Oh, no. I learned my lesson. I won't roll against a barbarian.
For as difficult as that last Tomoe-chan was, they kind of stiffed you guys on the magic items.
And
Okay,
on the
the
level.
ring of animal influence definitely is mine. And I'm sorry, DM, but it is mine.
No,
Yeah, I don't have a problem with you taking that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think Destiny is gonna do the same. I have rolled 19, so I haven't gotten my pet yet.
Oh, he wants his pet. Yeah, y'all keep killing his pets.
Well, quit taking freaking monsters as your pets.
Come on, the two-headed serpent, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
You keep trying to take pets that have experience inside of them, and I want it.
Yeah,
There's more experience ahead. What's the matter with you?
He wants his
Okay.
experience.
I've got what I want, so.
All right, yeah, the rest of
So,
it. Oh my god.
I'm just not sure about this.
Let's just leave it in there for now. And then when we get back to the town, we'll sell it. Or do you have a problem with that?
I don't know. I mean, that's it's really y'all gonna have to spread it out over yourselves, kind of. Seeing what's kind of some of the weights. The two dwarves are your pack mules, roughly. But you're damn near full already, Ruckus. Jeez Louise.
I can take my ring, right?
I can drop some stuff if I need to.
Well,
I can still drag like 300 pounds.
yeah. You're light on your stuff, but y'all have got some. If you've got some blank items in your inventory with no weight, which we need to get that cleared up a little bit. But y'all, you could fashion yourself some type of, out here on the top, some type of sled or something that you could put everything kind of on, and
Yeah.
use it to drag back. Now, if there's stuff in the inventory you don't think you need anymore, or you have, that you want to drop, we can put them in the party inventory, and then I can just get rid of them. There's, like one of them here, you've got an old, like the heart. Where'd that go? It's a dried heart. You found it. It's, actually, Dartless thinks there's something about it. Actually, there's something about the heart that it needs a little bit more research. He's gonna hold on to that, or he said don't get rid of the dried heart. So he would take some time to figure out that. Oh, actually, it's identified derp, so you guys know what it does. Never mind. Do.
It's listed as dried heart.
Yeah. Yeah. You found it in the room with the
Oh,
nice.
who wants that? That's kind of cool. You guys want to roll for it?
I think you should roll. Yeah.
All right, so
Well, hold on till Dirtless gets till we have everybody. Okay.
well, I was gonna say if we roll 4 and assign 1, 2, 3, 4 to each of us, and then just give it to whoever gets it.
That's fine. All right. You can roll.
Let Dirtless make his own roll though.
Mm-hmm.
Just because if he wants it, I don't want to jip him out of it.
Yeah, that's just the thing. So he'll be with us next week.
Don't do the rest of this at the end of the night.
Yeah.
There are 2 amulets of protection for turning undead. Do anybody wants it?
There's 2 of those,
There's 2 of them.
but we're not undead though. So how does that work on us?
You gain protection from being turned undead.
No, it's not turning you to undead, but there are certain spells that necromancers or evils can throw that's turning undead that has the same effect on ability to turn you, I believe is what that is. If you're
good, necromancer can turn good or whatever.
I think like that. It's either that or the creatures were wearing them so that you couldn't turn the undead. It was protection for them to be not turned against the cleric. But I mean, it says each time an effect that turns undead is used against you, the amulet glows silvery blue. I've not heard, that's something new. So, right now, I'll have to look it up. But where the question will be, what effects can you be turned by an undead spell, by something evil? So we'll have to look it up. I'll do some research on it. So,
Right.
But there's 2 of them there. I think those came from the man and woman undead creatures that y'all fought, or a couple. I'm not sure if it was all of y'all or if a few fought that were laying on they were laying on like couches, and they both sprung to life.
Can I throw a dragon guard into party inventory?
Sure. What is it?
It's that chess piece that I actually gave to the temple, but for whatever reason, it stayed in my inventory.
Oh, just put it over the party sheet and I'll get rid of it. If it was the thing that you gave them. Yeah, I remember what you're talking about. Yeah, I'll remove it.
Hey Duff, if you want to remove Banjo from the party before you disperse the money, that way.
Oh well, yeah. Well, we'll get there. So.
All right, so we wake up in the morning.
It's going to be a part, like a communal fund for everyone anyway.
All right. Anything else?
I'm good for now.
Yeah, I'm good as well.
Me too.
Okay. So yeah, into the night and the early day and all that, Ruckus, I got your message in. So you're making a sled, and you're kind of prepping, and then the party will leave the temple and proceed down down the mountainside area, trying to get away from where you're at and head what you believe is north toward the lake area, and proceed to get out and come through the brush line to find the the beach area, and this fairly quiet, but you don't see any activity at the moment when you break the tree line and look out over the area in the lake and all that. And so it's either wait or you can continue on. That took you a good couple hours, several hours to kind of make your way back through.
I say we continue on. I don't see anyone on the lake, do we?
Not at the time.
So you want to follow the river, Ruck?
I was thinking about it.
I'm with you.
Either that or we could hit the coast. We could go skirt around the outside of the river and then just punch through.
So follow the
Right
river
there.
then?
So follow the river to the coast and then punch through sort of north west until we hit the other river and then follow it north.
Fine.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
You
Okay,
guys can,
I'm for that.
You'll make your way over through the tree line and the jungle area with not too much issues. It's just definitely a slog, so you're going to make your way, and you'll get you'll have one camp here by the time you get through to this open area. You'll have a camp.
I don't think we're going that way.
I don't know. Oh, which way are you going? Sorry. I saw the one pointer and all that. So give me the direction again. What you're going to try to do?
Well, my understanding was we were going to skirt the lake until we get to the river that's at the north point, which is the way we came in.
That's correct.
And then we're gonna follow that river until we hit the coast. And then once we hit the coast, we're gonna.
You've got You are going to make some boats. You've really got. I mean, that's a slog. You're talking days, if not weeks, to get through all that. It's a jungle.
Okay, well, I don't know. If you guys want to rethink it, I'll be happy to go a different way. What were you thinking, Rock? Were you thinking the same thing?
Ruckus. We don't hear you.
He's making sled.
Yeah, he made the sled earlier. He should be done with that. He was done. Y'all have already had that made and then got stuff packed on it and moved on out. Well.
So where are we on this map now?
Y'all had just come out, and you're at the lake from the shrine straight. Here, let me get rid of this circle. Boom. You've come off the shrine, and you're at you're inside the lake area right now. The southern part of it. From here, let's reverse our arrows here. Yes, somewhere in there. Whoever drew that.
Okay. You guys want to see if there's anything else that's worth investigating here, or do you guys like investigating in the sense of like heading that direction out of here to the where we got?
What route are you thinking about taking? Because he's saying if we following
the river is going to be
weeks.
strictly all jungle, so you're talking weeks to get through that.
Yeah, I was thinking like take the river or the lake around, punch through right here, and then skirt the outside of the coast, because it'll cut down our travel time. Just being able to like walk along some like beaches and stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's what I
Okay.
And then like punch
yeah.
through right here.
Yeah, that'd definitely just get you. Even if you know the clearing that's here, and then you cut across. Y'all, you had a good view of some of the stuff from up high.
Plus, it looks like I'm not even going to try to pronounce that that name, that city along this little inlet. But it looks like if we hit the coast, we could try to signal any kind of passing ships. Just to kind of increase our chances of getting picked up.
So
I'm down for that.
Understanding the, make sure I label the map properly so we know exactly. All right. Can I see the map, please? Holy moly, guys.
I think we all just appreciate Ruckus not blowing that whistle.
All right.
Just blowing the whistle and lighting out without you guys.
Yeah, just blazing out of here.
No, the main the main port I had in the wrong spot is that when y'all come in is here. The Naranu, however the hell you say the damn place. And then there's also an older fort that is kind of like the Fort Belurian. It's a small outpost that is kind of up top here, I believe. But the main port is here of what can be considered a port, and of what when y'all were inbound to okay, I'm trying to figure out large civilized people, city was protected. Okay, so where I brought y'all in was apparently a ruined city. Yeah, lucky me. So it was in here. Y'all we're just playing, along with me that when y'all came in with the boat, took it went down through that way. A little bit longer of a trip than the one I originally had for you. I'll clarify that when we get, because I have a feeling this group's going to be coming back to Kulf.
Oh, God damn it.
That's funny because I had the opposite feeling.
Yeah.
Something was left in the shrine, I think, and you're going to have to come back and get it.
Now it's even twice as deadly.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I thought we burned everything.
Reinfested. All right, so our plan. So yes, you come through, and we get a camp, and let me see, and we get through the night, and you make your way on out, and you get to the coastline, and you will then proceed to make your way up the coastline, taking your time. And very far off in the distance, you might see a ship every now and then. You don't see anything that comes, fairly close to this side of Kulf, and that doesn't surprise you because of the reputation in this area. You've got to be pretty mad or pretty ballsy to want to come into this land for all the things that have happened here over the time and some of its history. And you get to outside the ruins, which you will see when you come around the peninsula and come up through here, and we make a camp again.
So I would like to ask
And the dragon appears.
Varys if he would want me to address that curse of his.
Yeah, he's dealt with it for a couple of. He's dealt with it definitely for a couple of nights and had the same, issues and dreams and visions or whatever's been, messing with him. You can tell that something's going on with him while he's asleep.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm having the time of my life.
I'll pull Hondo aside and ask him if we should kill him.
Yeah, the weasel overheard it, and you can see the weasel over there next to Durless, and it's shaking its head. Yes. All right. So, yeah, as you break camp for the next night and all that, actually, you will catch sight of a ship that had come. Looks like it had come into the coastline a little too close. It had come in and is readjusting its, having to readjust its course to make a way and to come back out, from the peninsula, so to speak. Do you try to flag it down, or are you going?
Something happened.
Yeah, I don't hear Duff.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
No?
I think he disconnected or something.
You don't hear me? Uh-oh. Hold on. Something happened.
All right. Well, I'm gonna at least cure the.
One second. I got disconnected. I don't know. You guys hear me now? I sure don't. What's going on? 1, 2. Uh-oh. Technical difficulties. What is going on? Okay. Oh, something happened with my internet. Ooh, no, I'm still streaming, aren't I? Yeah, it looks like I am. 1 second, folks. Let's see. We there?
Yeah, there we are.
Did I disconnect?
Yeah, y'all disconnect. I could hear y'all talking. Let me come back into my channel. Okay, yeah, I'm channel, but
I just got dropped.
I'm seeing everybody getting dropped.
Yeah, I
Mondo,
phased
you're-
in and out there for a second.
Yeah, you're reconnected. I see Ruckus disconnected. I see Varus is reconnected. Banjo,
back in
did you
a
get
hot
connected? Are you still on?
Yeah, it still says I'm connected. I don't
Yeah,
see
something happened there. Yeah, I saw us because right when y'all said y'all lost me, I saw all the disconnects in Fantasy Grounds. But I could hear y'all talking just fine, but y'all couldn't hear me. I was anyway. So while he's reconnecting, because he didn't be on, but you saw a ship that had come in closer to the coastline than normal and was having to readjust to come back around. And I was asking whether or not y'all were going to try to flag it down.
Yeah, Dirtless would with a magic spell.
All right, and they.
Wait. Aren't we in an area where they kill people for using magic?
I don't care. I have absolutely no problem with them attacking us and us murdering them and taking their shit.
Fair enough.
Just a normal fireball signal.
So, hey, Duff, before we do get into combat here, I expended a third spell slot to cure the weasel, and Varus opted out.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's right. You get it. I would have figured you've done that and had another rest and nothing happened. So you've got your spells back. Yeah, you're fine because nothing's been going on. I'm not worried about you taking them off because then another long rest with the travel, you'd get them back. So.
Okay.
But yeah, you flag the ship and it all of a sudden you see it kind of they notice they see something and they looks like they reposition and they redrop some sails and all that to slow the ship down before they were trying to make a turn to head back out to some deeper water, and you see a boat gets dropped in the water, and a few guys, it was like a couple of people get on the rowboat, and they come rowing, up to, they kind of get closer to the shoreline, and they, they wait a little bit to see, they kind of, see what's going on, and then they kind of row back, they row on in, and it's just a couple, it looks like, some deckhand sailors were sent out and inquire. They saw the signal, and we're kind of curious what was why individuals like yourselves would be out here on your own and along the coastline. They asked, were you in a shipwreck, or how did you get here stuck in this godforsaken place?
we were tasked with breaking the curse on this land, and we were successful.
That's a
Very
tall.
successful.
That's a tall boast there, Master Dwarf. This land's been cursed for thousands of years. You know, most people like ourselves, we try to stay away from this. Where
If you
y'all?
avoid it, nothing will ever change. So you're welcome.
Where are you and your party headed to? What brings you all, out here? Where's your,
Can you throw me the map again? Sorry.
oh,
We're headed to Noranu.
and you got a long trek around and all that. I get, if you've got some compensation to pay, we can give you, we can give you a lift, and swing you around. That's where we're headed. To get some supplies, wood supply. They're looking at us like a supply run back out across the out from Kalasham, and some winds that kind of caught them off guard, and they said, we're retacking appropriately. Our captain is a little new, a little wet behind the ears, and so they just happened to be a little bit closer to the coastline than what they were, liking. So, but they are headed that way.
We need to get to Kalasham, don't we? To make our way back.
It'd probably be easier to find transportation once we get to Mur.
So is that where they're headed, Duff? They're headed to Mir or Mur?
No, they've come from Kalasham and they're coming around the coastline going into the port.
Oh, cult?
Yeah, into Narinu. Yeah, they're going into there to pick up some supplies, some wood, stuff that, they were tasked to get back to Kalasham.
I say we negotiate passage with them. We'll do double duty. We'll do security and passenger, maybe for a reduced ferry charge or whatever, and then
and medical.
Yeah, and medical. We have a healing dwarf and a bugbear, and
the bugbear's not with you. Yeah, bugbear's not there. No
Oh,
bugbear.
bird love.
Mixing knowledge again.
You got the halfling.
How's-
He's still with you. No, they say, well, they, how much, they see what you've got, and then they, kind of see the sled, which I would assume you would have, kind of covered up and all that.
Yeah,
and,
we had that absolutely covered up. I tell them that that don't touch that. That is what has been cursing this land for thousands of years. Like if you go in that, like you're gonna bring it down upon yourself. And I don't want to have to come out here and destroy a cursed ship. Okay, so just let us stay back and let our cleric take care of the evil objects underneath this
is it
heavy,
really
heavy
that bad?
dragon skin blanket.
Is it really?
It's
that
worse.
evil?
I can't even describe how bad it is. Like I don't have the words. I'm just a barbarian.
Why
Like
don't you
Hondo, tell him how bad this is.
What are you gonna do with it? Why should we bring that on our ship then?
Well, we have it contained.
Yeah, we're going to cleanse it. But you don't want to end up like, and I'll point at Vince and be like, you don't want to end up like our halfling friend here.
Well, the rain's still with you, but you're pointing to the furbolg and calling him a halfling, and they both kind of look at each other, and they said, you possibly see the look across their faces. Why did we stop? God help us.
As soon as Ruckus have to do that, I put on my death mask on.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
he tries to change into disguise into a halfling, and he gets stuck in his typical Varys fashion. He gets stuck between a halfling and a furbolg, and so
that's even better. That works for us.
Yeah, sorry, Vars. Vars really believes he's changed to a halfling though, even though he's still 7-8 feet tall and running around, still blue. Yeah, we got to pick on you, Vars. Sorry. So they will ferry, they will take a couple of you back to the boat. But if looking at the sled and it's fairly big, that they're going to need a couple of more boats to bring, and they say we'll work out a deal to, put your cargo on one of the boats and you can tie it to the other one and let you handle it, but they won't be able to, it won't all fit in their boat, so they can take a couple of y'all back to the ship, and then we'll come out with a couple more, and it's going to take you some time, but they can ferry it all up to the ship if that's what you want them to do. And you're going to have to negotiate with the captain passage.
I mean, that seems like the logical choice to me.
Yep, let's do that.
Just making sure everybody's on the same page. So, yep.
Do we want to do any kind of insight checks to see if we get any vibes, or do you have...
You can roll me an insight check, sure.
I don't think I'm very good at this.
We're going to find out.
Oh,
Well,
I guess
look
I
at
am
you.
good at
Look
this.
at you knocking yourself down. A 24 or 19, you've got some deckhands that were tasked, and they were probably sent out here and they know it, that it's something had gone south, and, the ship can just sail off, Sorry, guys. Sucks to be y'all as you die on the beach line there from the group. But, who's going to be the two? They could ferry back two of you to the ship to negotiate with the captain, and then see if he's agreeable to bring the rest of the group and the cargo on, and go from there. But you'll have to go to the captain.
Who's our talker? Isn't it Dirt? Who's our charisma guy?
Daedalus' charisma is a 0, 11.
Oh. Is Rain the talker, or is it Ruckus?
I think it was Rain and Ruckus both.
Well,
Yeah, I can do the talking.
yeah, Ruckus has got a 0 charisma too.
Oh no.
Let me hold on, I can look at Rain's real quick. I pulled his character already off, but Rain was a 12, so his was not much better. His was a 1. So
yeah, mine's a 1 as well.
He's not your talker either. I don't think much of y'all were talkers. But, Ruckus, hey, best of luck sending the barbarian. But who's going to go with...
What do you think, Ruck? Who's
I
going
can
Ruck?
go with them.
I'll go. It'll take a few of them to take me down if they decide to get a little froggy.
Okay, so why don't you take Varys, and I'll stay on the beach with Rain and Dirt.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stay. You're leaving the loot, right? We're not taking it with us right now.
No, the loot stays on the beach. You got to get another set of boats. They're going to have to shackle together to bring it all back. Kind of like in a caravan.
Sounds good to me. Let's do this.
Okay, so y'all, they take you back to the boat, and you get aboard, and it's typical. It's no frills boat. Doesn't seem to be anything special about it. The captain you meet is looks to be a seafaring type man. But he has got an eye patch, and he's seen he's worse for the wear. The crew members kind of are definitely wary of him. He barks some orders and all that, and he kind of gives you some of the same questions. You kind of go over the same information that you gave the deckhands, and he's kind of skeptical of what's going on here, and kind of concerned about what this evil is, or what is it you want to bring aboard his ship. And so he's going to want he wants that the passage alone would have just been a couple of gold pieces, but if you're bringing danger and evil aboard his ship, that he can't afford to lose because of something evil or whatever it could cause and all that, there's he wants compensation for that, and it's going to be a couple hundred gold pieces if you want to bring that aboard too, because if he can't take the chance if it's something happens on the ship, or if he has no idea. But he's concerned if you want that, then he's the best offer that you've got going on any day soon. If you want to put that up, then he will store it in his cargo hold, and they will go do their run, then they have the room, and once they load up, they can then get you back over to the port of Kalasham, and you can be on your merry way as soon as possible. But he knows that he's got you a little bit under the. You can tell that he knows that he's got you a little bit kind of between a rock and a hard place, because it's either that or you guys make your way all the way up the coastline and deal with all the issues with Kulth and possibilities, or pay your extortion fee for him and his crew, and they will keep you aboard.
I don't really see that we have an option. I'm gonna try to negotiate with him to try to lure it down. Like, just I'm gonna let him know, like, we're under contract by the leaders of Kalasham and even Cult. We were tasked to come out here. Like, I'll be happy to row myself back to the beach, and I'll walk to Cult, and then I'll get to Kalasham, and I'll let them know that
show me your papers of authenticity.
I'm gonna just hold out my Praetor's bracelet and be like, do you think that warriors of our caliber would carry around paperwork, documentation? No, we have magical bracelets embedded into our forearms that we communicate with our benefactor. Like, and I'm just gonna like try to will it to like have the gem rotate and like shine in his face.
Roll me an intimidation check.
Ooh, nice.
I assessed with my big size.
Did you change back to a full furbolg, or are you still half halfling, half furbolg?
No, I haven't changed, but I have my death mask on. Remember my gate death mask? I have it on mid transformation. On there. Let me roll.
He's fine. You're good. He sees that. Why didn't my roll work? That one rolled. That was even worse. So he goes. He will lower his cost to 150, but any damages and all that is coming out of y'all's pocketbook if anything happens.
150 total.
Yes.
And is it 10 to 1, 10 silver to 1 gold?
Yes. You can cash if you want to color up your gold, so to speak, is what we call it, in poker terms and all that. You can, color up. Like Hondo, you're pretty good. I think y'all have done this before already. But for 10 coppers, 1 silver. For 10 silvers, 1 gold. 2. I think it's for 2 electrum for 1 gold. And
so Ruckus, just for the silver haul, he wants like less than 5% of our entire take. So, I
don't have a problem paying him at all. Like, he's being inconvenienced. I've got no problem with that. I don't like him trying to extort us for money because
I agree.
He thinks some perceived threat is going to be loaded onto his boat. Like, he doesn't even know what it is. It's on us to keep it safe and keep it contained or whatever, or just keep them away from it. I would rather pay them in gold, just because I don't want to let on that we have a bunch of silver in that,
Hey, you're on the boat, man. However you want to do it.
I'm gonna tell them that the deal is acceptable. They can take us to Chult. We'll still fulfill our end of the agreement. We'll keep the object contained. I ask that he keeps his crew away from the lower holds where we store it, and then we'll post one of our guards on it, probably our cleric, and then we'll also provide security for his ship to get from Colt to Kalashan.
Yep. No, he says I don't think you'll have a problem with my guys staying away from that. I don't even want to go near it. So he says if the deal's good, then he spits in his hand and he puts his hand out for a shake.
I just lick my palm and I shake it.
Oh God!
Big old he put a big old loogie on it, and that's what I like, Master Dwarf. And so he so he gets the men get on the boats, and they use some rope, and they lasso it together and get out there. And Hondo, you see him coming. The deckhands come back out there, and they they back away, holding onto the front boat, and they let you and Rain and Dirt load up the cargo in the second boat, and Dirtless will have to, you'll one or two of the Dirtless and Rain can ride in the boat with it, and you can ride with the deckhands, so to speak, to even out some of the weight, and they haul y'all ass back up to the boat and kind of load it all up, and you guys can get it down into a small little bit of where they've got some storage for some of the supplies on the ship. They've got a little area where he can put it into, because they need the main hold and all that's going to have to be for the cargo that they're going to pick up in then the port. And so y'all proceed around, whoosh, 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 and you get to the port, and it's pretty uneventful few days. The crew gets loaded up, and then they definitely make use of some of the libations of the port, and you're not too surprised that you think you may hear every now and then what could be the sound of dinosaurs or other other creatures way off into the jungle area. So we're teasing that for this fall. And the captain definitely goes off a few nights, and you don't have a problem with the crew. You get every now and then one just kind of makes his way around or asks a question about it, and it's really more out of curiosity, like they're cats. Is it really evil? How do we, and they look at the Furbolg sometimes because of the, seeing him and this big blue dude, and he seems cursed, and they get the feeling, even though they don't know it, but they've said it a couple of times to him, and and they don't know how true it really is that, since he is still fighting whatever it is that's got inside him, and they've heard it a few nights on the ships when he's been woken up from his dreams and all that, or the visions that he's having, that startled a few of them, and they keep their distance from Varus too. All right, and so that proceeds, and they load it up, and it looks to be that there may be more than just wood in there. There may be maybe some carcasses. There may be some other some minerals, or they gave you space, and they you can tell that they're loading up some stuff that they did some loading the very last night before you broke port. They did some loading of a few things in the middle of the night, and you proceed on out, and you make your way back out through the port, and then they do a turn, and they come through, and it wasn't too long before you get through the inlet area, or kind of come back into this bay that some storms hit pretty hard. They kind of blew out of nowhere, and they you wouldn't be surprised. You heard the captain and a few of the crew members, where they're a little upset because they had the feeling that the storms kind of chased them or came toward the ship, and they started kind of giving everybody in your group the little bit of the eye, like it, it was whatever you're carrying is the cause of these storms that kind of popped up, and it kind of played havoc with the ship a few nights, and then blew over, and happened again when they got into some of the deep water before they made their turn. And make the turn, and you'll come on in, and you'll make yourself into a port area here, and are able to hop off. They get you unloaded. I'm sure there's a port area here somewhere, since I don't know this map that well. Let's look at this. Let's make sure we can put this in right, Alright. Yep. No, they're not. That's a snow. No.
Calimport is.
Yeah, I missed it. It's right here. Yep. I was thinking it was there, but that's a swamp. I just dumped y'all in another swamp, which I don't think y'all want. So let me come back here. So let's dump you into it's Calimport here, which is is in the desert area, you can unload, and because then get some. They don't have. You'll have to get some camels. There's going to be some purchases happening there, because you're kind of really south of anywhere that y'all need to be now. Unless you think you want to try to find another ship that will run you along up the coastline some. That's acceptable too, or unless you want to try to
or anything.
Do what now?
A caravan or something?
Question of where you want to go. So I need to give you a better map here. 1 second. Let me let's see. New. Let's bring up.
Don't we need to get back to Orogoth?
To
I thought
where?
we needed to get back to Waterdeep.
Well, Waterdeep's where you hail from, but this.
Where the hell is Praetor?
Praetor, yeah, he's from Waterdeep. But
Isn't that where we need to go?
Y'all tell me. It's your adventure.
Yes, let's go to Waterdeep.
I think we need to find.
What's the closest city that we can dump most of this stuff?
That's what I'm trying to pull up another map. I'm trying to get most of the Sword Coast maps cut off before they get down to Kalasham, where y'all are at, and I'm trying to see one that's got a little bit more of a area to look at, so I know what the hell we're doing here. Because none of them go that deep. That's why they did this. The new module takes into effect that rest of the coastline down there, and so by the looks of it, all right, yeah. So our Sword Coast map I have. I'll show you this.
So
right,
from right here to right here, Calimport is where we landed. Memnon is on the other side of this desert.
Yeah, and then you guys make your way up. You came in from Mir, coastline, because here's the Sword Coast map. Give it a second. It's kind of big. Your fancy grounds is going to act up a sec. You've got the forest of Tether, or Tether, or whatever it is. Well, that's just south, just north of Mir, where the map that takes place from there. And then you guys can run on up the coastline. Your best spot is going to be anywhere close for really good loot or looking at stuff is actually Baldur's Gate.
Oh, I mean, if we're going that far, let's try to find a ship.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what well, it's a question of which way y'all want to head. Where do you want to go?
We want to go where we can have the best chance of catching a ship to Baldur's Gate. And do you guys want to dump any of this stuff along the way? So we're
yeah,
not
I
carrying
say
so
I say
much?
we try to convert all this stuff into like a smaller amount of currency, just so we're not carrying
Yeah.
so much.
Okay.
I'm tired of holding shit, so let's get rid of it.
All right. Well, so you're gonna get off the ship, and you're going to. You got to make your way to an inn somewhere where you're going to store all this stuff, because it's going to take you some time to to sell it all. So is that where you want to try to do that here? In this godforsaken place, or are you going to try to get to?
How big is the place that they initially dropped us off at?
In Calimport? It's
I think he's talking about Mir.
Well, he dropped us in Calimport, though.
yeah, you're in Calimport right now. It's
Can we sell any of the stuff that we need to sell here in California?
I say we
It's a-
just buy a wagon and just head to Mir.
you can get us some camels. You're in the desert.
Let's get the camels.
I'd say they actually tell you you're crazy to go across the desert. It would be best to head and cross. Oh, you've got some mountains to deal with on the eastern part of the desert, but it's better to go through there than trying to go across the desert.
Well, there should be a ship that can take us to Mir from here, though, right?
Could be if you want to wait. Try to find one. Thanks, dog.
Well, we need to figure out how we're gonna find or to meet Banjo. 'Cause-
Well, I've got that handled. We're getting there, so I'm just giving y'all some playtime. I'm trying to figure. I know what I know what I'm doing, but I'm evil's coming, Ruckus. It's coming for you. You just don't know it.
Yeah, you don't know, Ruckus.
I'm not scared.
Evil? I thought we banished the evil. From
You
this
have the
game.
evil. You're bringing it with you. That's right. That's what he told the crew. You have this great evil.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
money.
but you have
Money
to
is
wait
the money is a
Money's
great
the-
corruptor.
Yeah, exactly. So, is it another ship, or you want to haul
I
it?
say we take it on foot. At least we'll get a chance at some some combat, without
Then
the
I'm
threat
down
of
with Ruckus.
the threat of drowning and losing all of our money.
All right. So we get some wagons, you get some camels, and you guys make your way. And
But Ruckus and I are revisiting the question of murdering Varys.
well, he's
As soon as we
definitely
start
worth
walking,
for the
I
wear.
start just-
No! Don't you get your arrows to? I got this path. I know what I'm doing. All right, don't tell me where you think you're going.
Hey, I'm just saying that's we're
Evil.
deciding that we want to skip that side of go through the desert.
You get close in that
I've
area.
been
Yeah.
through the
mhm.
desert.
So, yeah, you're gonna love what
He's
happens.
sitting in
You're gonna
this-
love what happens next. I know Ruckus is not. He's gonna get pissed. It's
I start singing, and I've been through the desert with a
So-
horse with no name.
oh God, really? Oh, you're reaching back in antiquity there with that song now. So the travel, the travel's kind of eventful. Apparently, nothing messes with y'all for whatever reason that could be. People kept their distance. The crew definitely kept their distance. You can all give me perception checks and just roll them out. You got Dirtless, you can roll. Yep. Varus is, well, all right.
Rain. Got to roll rain.
Yeah, roll one for Rain, Ruck.
I don't have access to
Oh, Rain. Well, that's right. Don't sweat it here. We'll just add. Let me see what his. Yeah, okay. Well, he doesn't know, even with his
Rain.
modifiers. Okay, so yeah, y'all, you're not noticing anything out of the usual, and it's and you get to this point right here where you're at in the desert area outside, trying to skirt along in between there, and you make it, and it's camp, and you set up for the night and do your typical. And it is on Varus's watch that shit goes south on y'all. Alright?
Of course.
It does, and it's how uncanny that it happens on that he in one of his visions, and the stuff that he was seeing, well, he was dealing with that, and it was troubling him much, is that a darkness had swept over the campsite while y'all were asleep, and the last thing that most of you remember is it was a sharp pinprick hit each one of you in the side of the neck or the exposed flesh area as y'all were sleeping, and you fell into a very deep sleep. And the next thing you remember when you wake up to is you are underground. You are shackled.
What the shit?
Yep, you are underground, shackled with collars and manacles, both not only around the big collars around your necks, but you have shackles around your wrist and your ankles, and the chains that they let you, you're able to walk and move somewhat, but you have been stripped of all your goods and all that. You're in with a bunch of other. You have some humans. You have some other desert type people that are there. You are underground though. You're definitely deep under this small mountain range here. And you get the look every now and then that you believe that you see definitely what you have remembered or call what would be Dro. That you see a few of them leading part of the group ahead of you, and there are a few behind you. And you are being taken somewhere. And you don't know where all your stuff is at. But you seem to be part of what would be best to be some type of slave run, or something has happened where you were in the wrong place at the wrong time with the group. And let me pull this up. Dun dun dun. Told you wouldn't like it.
Well, we're underground, so that's a plus.
You're underground, and it takes some time, and I'm pulling off the map now because you have no idea. You are definitely, the dwarves definitely know that you are deep underground. I think probably the gnome would know some. I'm not sure about Varus, if you would know exactly where you're at, but y'all are you're being taken.
Yes, I know.
You do? Okay. I had to look at your character, and Rain, is definitely freaking out. And takes you several weeks of being transported and taken across deep, vast territories, and through mountain ranges, back and forth, being passed off to several different sets of, looks to be, retinue of Dro individuals, plus another creature. Let me pull them up, see if y'all recognize what this creature is. Where is he? Is that how you spell it? There. All right. Let me bring a picture up. I don't want y'all to. Well, you may or may not know. I don't know. Can you see the name of it?
Look, he's that dude.
Yeah, y'all might know who they are, but they are Underdark Beast that work with Dro. As they're some type security, there's some type of magic users. They are, territorial beasts, but they are servants to the Dro in certain instances like this, providing a brute force, strength, because Dro aren't, or another former elf. They're not very strong and stuff. They're just very devious. And these creatures are basically the ones that are doing a lot of the heavy lifting and moving, and definitely tormenting many of the other slaves that you see with you. Are they're kind of spiteful. You've kind of noticed as they move the group through. You notice that you see other types of individuals. You see with you, there looks to be a few other dwarves. Dwarves of yourself, above land dwarves, or rock dwarf, mountain dwarfs like yourself. There's another gnome there that you have noticed in the group. There seems to be an orc that's a slave. There looks to be a Quaggoth himself. Looks to be something and it murmurs to itself a lot for some reason, and it keeps to itself. But it's chained up. You see, like I said, there's one deep gnome that talks every now and then to itself. But then there are two other ones that are. They look very filthy. They're gnomes, but their hair's all ratted out, and they kind of squeak every now and then. They make noises at each other. They're gnomes, but there's something off about the two of them. And then there's a Kuatoa, which is a kind of like a fish type looking creature that's having problems. They have to, every now and then throw water on it, but it is, let me see if I have a picture of one. Here. Yeah. Looks kind of like this. He's chained up too. And a bugbear. How you like that? How you like that? That's chained up with the group, and so the slave group basically takes you under and takes y'all several weeks, and you have really no idea where you are being taken to, but you do end up you come across the charge. The group ends up in a place that looks kind of like this, very deep underground. It looks to be a work area, but there's a slave pen holding area also. Let me bring up the map. Well, where's my map? Damn it. Can I have my map? I had it up. Oh, it's right here in front of me. Derp. All right. Let me. There we go. All right. Here's. Now, and the rest of the occupants that I kind of talked to you, and there's a couple others. Actually, also a drow that y'all also happened to catch. It was like a, a, a male drow that definitely keeps to himself, doesn't talk much at all. That is also in shackles and a collar, and all of y'all are kept in this pen area, and. It looks like it's got there's a heavy gate that is bolted into stone at the western corner of the map. Has everybody got it? Who's missing the map? Oh, because Dirtless is on here. Okay. And you can see that it's, the guards pass through every now and then. There is you think you hear them outside somewhere now and then talking in the dark. You are given, it's got a couple clay chamber pots that are left for you to use when you're thrown in here, and you find yourself here when after several weeks of journey, and you don't have anything on you except your undergarments would have been, or your basically basic clothes. Everything else has been stripped off of you. You have no weapons, no armor. Dirtless doesn't have any of his spell components. Same thing with Vars. You don't have any of that type of stuff. You have the manacle around your neck. I mean, the collar around your neck, and then you've got manacles that are chained together, and so it allows you some movement to walk and move. You just don't have a lot of room to running or ability to move other than a simple walk when you're chained up. You got a stone floor that basically is there for you to sit and lie on. There's very little light. They have a few torches lit here and now. Very, very dim for those who have dark vision. It's very scary. You've noticed so far through the trip and in here that you get one meal a day, which is kind of a mushroom broth, so to speak. Not very tasty. And you also noticed when y'all were shoved into the room that there in the corner right here was I didn't want it to, but in that corner area was a large mushroom that actually moved. It looked like you could see that it looked like it had legs, and it kind of moved a little bit here, and the drow yelled at it in something, and it moved back, and he seems to speak to it some. You don't know how, but because you don't
What
hear
did
it
he
speak.
say?
You just hear he say something. He said something to it in. Let me see. I think
Ruckus knows Undercommon.
Yeah, hold on. I was going to say if that's. Let me make sure I'm
And what language?
in Undercommon. Yeah, I believe so. Let me talk. It looks like this. When it stands up, and it knows. No, it doesn't. No. How did he speak to it then? I know he can. 1 second. Let me. He basically is talking to it as though it's a slave of his, and he basically says, wasn't for you, and it basically he thinks that it's bad luck to him, that his interaction with his creature was bad fate for him, and he knows that he keeps saying, I want to get back to my family too, but we're stuck here, you know, you know, stop your railing on me, wanting to go home. I'm tired of hearing it all the time, even though this mushroom doesn't ever, you don't hear any sound come from it at all. But he says it every now and he's kind of barks out to it. Yeah, and I want to go home too. I don't care if you miss your family. Family's nothing when you're down here in the depths. And he just kind of rolls over. He kind of puts his hands over his ears every now and then. Even though y'all are looking at him like, what the hell? You don't ever hear anything. But the myconoid, it's what it's called, is what it is. Kind of hobbles there some, and doesn't do anything other than just sit there. And all the other kind of creatures kind of look around, and Rain and Banjo look like they struck up some type of conversation somehow because of their abilities. Rain kind of leaned in to talk to Banjo a little bit, and you saw the two of them basically kind of it looked like their hands were kind of moving in different fashions, as though they were using unspoken thieves language to each other, and Rain's basically feeling Banjo out and who Banjo is. So Banjo, you can introduce yourself, or you can tell them a little bit. Oh, well, who we lost? What is ever? Holy moly, we having connection issues still. Key roll, Bars, Ruckus, and Hondo. Y'all still hear me?
Hey, Duff. No, we
Yeah,
cut out for
disconnected.
like 5 minutes or so.
What?
Yeah, then you're explaining something about rain and stuff. I was listening on the stream.
Wow. Wow, I saw everybody disconnect.
Last thing I heard, we had pinpricks in the neck, and then we woke up and we were
No,
fine.
you did not. You did not.
That's funny because that's exactly what I heard.
I heard that also.
Oh my gosh, I went that whole explanation. Jesus Christ. Okay, cheese and
Yeah,
rice.
so Duff, in all seriousness, I cut out sometime when you were talking about the mushroom or something.
Okay, so man, I gotta go through all that again. I gotta remember what I said. Okay, so in the room with you are most of the individuals I'm talking about. You have a Darrow, which is a dark dwarf, right? He is a so you have. I'm going to give you some pictures here of these individuals. If y'all want to take notes, you might want to take them now.
I'm not back in. I completely dropped out of.
Yeah, I see
Yeah,
that.
me too.
Yeah, so did I.
I'll give you all a second to connect back in. Or, you know what? We may just go through some of this and then hold here, because there's going to be a bunch of stuff, going on here. But I can this is the setup. And then we go from there, because I think Dirtless is going to need to be in on this. But you're in this cell with several other individuals. You have a Darrow, which is basically it's basically they resemble dwarves, but they're not. They're not like Durgars. They're kind of a smaller humanoid degenerate, what they're kind of called. And there is a gentleman. There's one here. Looks like this. Well, y'all can't tell because y'all aren't connected. So you might. I'm going to keep it up on the stream. Y'all might have to watch it afterwards. There is a Quaggoth.
That sounds like homework.
Yeah, there's a Quaggoth here that keeps railing about being a cursed elf prince, and they're fairly. He has a distinguished look on his face. I'm gonna put these all up so people can see them. We have there is a shield dwarf, Eldith. She's female for you boys, and she doesn't have a beard, which is sad for y'all, but she looks like she's she holds herself up like a dwarf should, and she kind of eyeing the two of you. Oh, y'all see y'all coming back in now. Well, fine. All right, so
I'm just wondering if she's this haggard ass looking thing.
No.
With the purple.
So you
Is
have
that her?
no, that's the Darrow.
Okay.
Who didn't get it? No,
I got the Darrow, but nothing
Bruckus
else.
didn't get it yet. I see him in, but all right. So we have the Darrow. Then you have the Quaggoth, who talks in his sleep and murmurs some about him being some type of cursed elf prince. You have Eldith, who is here, and she is a female shield dwarf scout. She comes from the land of Gauntlet Grim, far up north. How she got here, she hasn't told you yet. Y'all haven't had a really chance to get to know everybody here. There is a deep gnome named Jim Jar. And you kind of see him. He always kind of his hands his hands kind of cussed when he's always rubbing them, and he's a little antsy. Not sure why. You have a orc named Ront, Ront.
Is he a fear block?
No, but he's a big ass picture form. Big male. Orc who comes from, he comes up from the Icelands in the northern areas, and looks like he's been here a little while. You have the Drow, male Drow, that you believe. He just really keeps to himself a lot and doesn't, someone tries to engage him, he just kind of pushes back, or you could tell he definitely is Drow because he considers himself way above anybody else in here, even in this prison room. And he's had the conversations.
He is a prisoner, though.
Yes, he is, very much so.
Okay.
And he talks to you. He says or yells out every now and then to the mushroom that you see standing in the corner that stands up some. Has moved around a few times. Yeah, hopefully y'all can still hear me. So,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, but yes, I know you want to go home. Home is far away. You'll never see it again. If we're lucky, I'm stuck in this place. I don't want to be here. You can tell he's disgraced. He's a Drow, and how the hell did he end up here? And in disgusted place with the rest of the group here in a mushroom. He kind of yells out every now and then, but you never hear any sounds that come from the mushroom. It just stands up every now and then, moves, and then he tells it to get back in the corner, stay out of the way, or we'll cook you. The soup we're eating is your family. We'll cut you up and feed you in the soup. You taste bad anyway. And he's kind of resolved to, as a typical Drow, being mean to anything around him. There is the Koatoa, which is this individual. He calls himself Shushar. And they have to throw some water at him every now and then, but he definitely is looking a little haggard for not having being in the water a lot. I'm not sure he's going to make it much. He's concerned. And then you have the mushroom that stands up every now and then, just kind of wanders around and then sits back down when it gets yelled at. And then you have two more rock gnomes that
Are we running out of room in here?
Yeah, they don't care. This is Drow, and you have these two. These are rock gnomes, but they look definitely haggard. They've got hair, places that most gnomes wouldn't have hair. They, a lot of hair growing out of their ears. They are definitely disheveled. They kind of hiss and rat each other, and they keep to themselves. They don't engage. Even looking at Dirtless, and the other gnome here, they keep their backs to the wall, and their eyes are shifty, always looking at everybody and looking at the gate. they, as like everybody else, they want to get the hell out of here. And that is all the group in your holding cell. And they, what information you have gleaned just being there a little bit so far is that, there's chores you've got, they're taken out sometimes to go clean in the compound. There is digging to do. There is just basically menial labor that happens around here. It seems to be a holding area for larger caravans to come through that will take groups of those who survive here on over to Menzelbronzen for full labor and slave, the slave trade in that city, which if anybody knows that's one of the major Dwaro cities of origin, and is, it's the place any of your kind don't want to ever be. So, and that is where we're going to hold for the moment. You guys are going to have to figure out what's going on, where the hell you're at, how to get the hell out of here. You guys have the manacles that are kept on you at all times. The dwarf, actually Hondo and Daedalus and Varus, even you try to feel out with spells. They're looking in, or Daedalus tries to, he doesn't have any of your components. You don't have your focus, but even trying to use some of your fields, even Varus, whatever, there's something blocking you, the ability to engage magic where you're at.
All magic. Because I have create food and water, so I can't cast that either.
Doesn't work.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Well, I have an ability, so it's
doesn't work.
I don't think it doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
I can change into a rat.
You are unable to change into a rat.
That's no fun.
I'm only working with what I got in front of me. But you hear definitely noises out in the cell, out in the darkness. You hear some screaming sometimes from what could be other prisoners or happenings. You hear the Drow laughing and crowds, and sometimes they come by and they dump the food. They just kind of dump it on the ground underneath the bars. They don't care if it falls out. They you hear them snicker every now and then. The surface dwellers. Some of them don't even want to take care of you. Why are they, what did they ever do wrong to have this crap here dealt with and having to, watch after these type of individuals? It's beneath them, even the guards themselves, the males. And, depends on what y'all know about Drow society and all that, but you definitely haven't seen any females yet. You've just seen the male guards. How you like that setup there, pals? Didn't get to cash that stuff in, did you?
That's pretty brutal.
I'm sorry. Yes, the bugbear. So what is?
It's pretty par for the course, actually.
I like throwing you curveballs. At least it's not a puzzle. Okay, I can put you back in the shrine if you want.
Can I stand?
You
Am I able at least to stand up?
You'll be able to stand. Yeah, the manacles, the bang collars around your neck, and then you have each one on each arm and each leg, and the chains run through that, and so it gives you some movement. But you're not, you're able to just, you're on a chain gang. You're on you can shuffle and walk a little bit, but there's no possibility you would ever be able to run. And you can see, actually, I'll give this just from the light. Let me, come here. Okay. Oh, I got to turn this on. You see, so landing a little bit out in what looks to be a rope bridge, ladder bridge, kind of in the darkness. You kind of see, and looks like to be some steps off to the north going down. And you know you're in some type of mountain cavern complex.
What happened with Rain? Is Rain still here?
Rain's well. So what happening is Rain is I'm going to give him the ability to escape. So there's a really way to get rid of him, but he's going to his stuff, which you had some of what we were talking about. We'll put it back in the party group though. But you know he's what I'm going to do is he's going to somehow get out of this mess. Or I could just kill his ass. I wasn't planning on doing that just in case he comes back. But I'm gonna try. My thought process is that he's gonna get out and try to find his way out to go get some help or figure out, because Hondo had an idea about the bracers have all been abilities for Praetor to track, to know what's going on. But the one thing that has been constant, there's been some type of interference that is. Sometimes jump between you and the bracers, and y'all have found that out down in the Wave Echo Cave. That's happened. The Shrine did it some, and it's definitely happening here. Your bracers, you've got some nick marks on your arms and some gnaw marks where they were trying to actually peel them off you, but they couldn't ever get them off, and so those are stuck on your arm. But you, Banjo, you don't have one right now. Okay, just so you know. You weren't under. Unfortunately, we're not in the service of Praetor. So,
Duff, you could have Rain escape the initial ambush or whatever.
I could do it that way. It's just some of his stuff. I know Ruxa, but and some of it I gave to Banjo just to have. I didn't want to lose it, so he's got it on his character. So I'm thinking that he might have made it out initially before you got to this part. Okay, and that may be better, because it's all his stuff. Because if he takes all his stuff or anything like that, then you guys don't get it. So, but if he's caught down here, then you would hope that maybe somewhere all your stuff's somewhere. It's been locked up to try to recover. But if I don't at least let him get caught here, then you guys don't lose access to all that. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm thinking that he's going to get down here and he's going to escape during the middle of the night, and nobody's going to notice for a little while except for y'all. So then we'll play it, and then I'll figure it out later, whatever hell happens to him. So. All right, guys. It wasn't too eventful. Except for y'all have no idea where the hell you're at. You definitely know you're underground. I'll give you that much. And now you're in the slave trade with the Dro, and you've got other individuals there with you. And since you're new to this, you're going to get introduced to slave life next week and have to figure out what's going on and figure your way out of this. Another type of puzzle with no weapons. How you like that?
I don't need no sticking weapons.
Yeah, Ruckus is a living weapon.
Well, none of y'all don't think have played Out of the Abyss, right?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
No, I haven't.
Don't look it up.
I'm just thinking that I just grab Daedalus or Rain if he's in range and use him as a weapon.
That's right. Well, that's the module, and I got to read up on a little bit more to get through this introductory part. Had a chance to, but this will take you guys on up through pretty much the rest of the levels that you'll need. We'll stick through this for the remainder, because I was going to do some more of the other modules for Tomoe-chan and all that, but we're playing them on the Wednesday night deal, and so I'm like, I run it for y'all, but then it ruins for me as the player, because we'll be ahead of the rest of the group, because I'm going to do Tomoe-chan for them. We should probably in another 2 or 3 weeks I'll take over the DM functions and do that module for the group. So I was like, you know what, well, the only other module is that we have to play off of and to use is Storm King Thunders, which like I said, Banjo, you were saying you have played, and I was hoping that none of y'all had gone through Out of the Abyss. So you have now found yourself underground in the Underdark. So you're welcome.
I thank you very much.
Yeah. So, and now you've got a bugbear for a companion. So he'll take over, and Rain will slip out overnight and leave y'all a note, and they're scrawled on the dirt floor saying, "I'll be back." Hopefully.
There goes my weapon.
Yep, pretty much. All right, guys, we'll hold for there. I know it's too as exciting, but at least he got you out of the temple and into another predicament. You're welcome. But it'll be fun. You'll love it. I would have done that. I know, Ruckus, you wanted the pirate stuff, but I can't. No one's really created anything. Would you believe? There's no modules out there, but I was trying to find some third-party stuff, and there's just not really been anything developed. And it would take me some time to put something together on that format. So I know it's on. I'll put it in the works to happen down the road, but instead I thought, hey, underground, sea, they're kind of the same. You don't know what the hell's going on, so we'll have some fun here. No, guys,
yeah, we'll break out of prison.
It's a prison break. That's right. That's how. Well, actually, I'm sure that's what you figured out. What you're going to have to do on this first part is figure out what the hell to do to get out of here, and find out about
Does the
prison life.
bugbear have any tattoos of the prison?
Well, you'll find out, and you'll have to ask next week. And you've got all these other characters that you're going to have to start talking to and interacting with. So
The
We'll
bugbear.
make the bugbear undress.
The bugbear has a giant mushroom tattoo on his pecs.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll hold it there now. Like I said, guys, and the stream we've got tomorrow night is part 3 of Chapel on the Cliffs. Hopefully, I think they should finish it out if they can put 2 and 2 together to get 5. And then Saturday night will be the Ladies Force Majeure. We'll stream all of next week, but the week of the 14th through the 19th, I'm going to take a vacation week. Just so everybody knows, it's my birthday week. I'm going to get relaxed, take some stuff off, and then I'm going to get the giveaways all prepped, because then on the 21st, 22nd, 24th, and the 26th, we'll run the giveaways for the prizes, and I've got those in the Discord channel. So if you haven't logged in, any new viewers that are watching, get on Discord to know which night the prizes are and get to watching some of the podcasts. I'm going to keep them streaming so you can still get your XP, the viewing XP, to be able to use. And then we'll run that all and end out the August on my birthday. How about that? See?
Awesome.
Okay, you guys, I appreciate you. We didn't have any really, there's no comments, so you didn't get any XP. Oh, you guys are so close to...
For God's sakes.
I know. And yeah, but Banjo, I put you right behind them at an even 10K.
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
That's
so
fine.
you'll a little catching up to do. All right. Well, that's it for the night. I will see some of you guys and other players, if they're watching, for tomorrow night at 8 o'clock for part 3 of Chapel on the Cliffs. Until then, you guys have a good one. We'll see you later.
Thanks,
All right.
Steph.